Well, yeah. Whenever your girl says, "I just think it's funny that," you're about to get the next 4 hours of your life are not going to be
You're
great.
about to get lacerated.
You better go start doing projects around the house that she asked you to do a while ago. You know,
I mean, this was simple.
clean out the fridge.
I told her I had to take back some stuff to APC, right? And
APC clothing store.
the clothing store, the French Gap, right? No,
Les Gras.
Le Goop. And I think that she had a time in her head, and I had no time in my head because I'm scattered. You know, and sometimes I have to remind my girlfriend that I'm very busy. I have multiple busy. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a dance that I'm putting on in a few days.
I'm putting on a dance, bitch.
I have
what
to
the
podcast.
Fuck?
Yeah. But that doesn't matter because it doesn't see, this is the thing that I talk to my shrink about is that it doesn't matter what I have to do. It matters that I can show up and be of use to someone instead of being because I'm a fucking asshole.
Do you guys have a shared calendar?
No.
Like a shared Google or an iCal?
No. Do you have that with your girlfriend?
I don't, but maybe something along those lines if you're bad at communicating those pieces of information, because it's okay if you're scattered as long as you tell them.
Fuck, yeah, no.
And it's just like, you know what? You got to sit down and put a little APC 3:45 on the calendar. It's shared. You know it. She knows it.
But
It's in writing.
those targets can be moving. Maybe I'm
not an entrepreneur like you, so I don't know.
You're an entrepreneur. You just got off tour. You're like, you have a business. You're a businessman.
Yeah, baby.
You know, you guys. This is them jeans, the M jeans of
All right,
How
guys.
Long Gone and other fame. We'll get into all of that.
Podcasting, graffiti.
Graffiti.
That's it.
The nightlife.
Nightlife as well.
Star shoes.
Don't.
No.
No, you can talk about that.
Star shoes. Hollywood. Sometime previously of Orange County, migrated.
You guys have a lot of Orange County listeners?
I don't think so. I think it either goes right.
You got a lot of Ruka bros though, right?
Yeah, but yeah. Shout out to my Ruka people.
The jiu-jitsu motherfuckers, they're all in Orange County, bro.
That's true. There's a stronghold. Ruka's its own insulated like mini universe there. I go over to Ruka and I operate in that world and I get the fuck back to LA. Because if I go outside the Ruka bubble, shit gets weird fast. You know, you don't know what's
I've never been in the Ruka bubble. I only know outside the Ruka bubble in
Right.
Orange County.
Right.
Which is
It's
not
hairy
great.
out there.
It's
right?
not great. It's only
Yeah.
gotten worse as time goes on.
Was everything has become very politicized and now there's like lines have been drawn. You see what side
We
of
used
the,
to be in the news for some waves. Cool.
Yeah.
There's a cool wave happening in
Yeah.
Huntington Beach, and now it's like a wave of racism instead.
I got a question for you.
Yep.
Do you think I watch this video often of the guy in the news talking about the waves and going, and I smacked the lip. Wha-pah. You know that guy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think it's like a old viral
It's a
video.
very old viral video.
Yeah.
Is it real? Because sometimes I watch it and I go, sometimes I'm like, it's definitely real. And then other times I'm like, no, he knows what he's doing. Because
Wait, is the wave real, or
No,
is
no,
his commentary real, or is he just
is he
bullshitting you?
trolling? Is he doing a parody of?
Are you asking if I can speak fluent, bro, and I could translate
Hey, can
whether
you-
or not? I know you're fluent in the Dune languages, but I can speak, bro.
I got a little.
You got Klingon in you and all that shit, don't you?
Can you fluently speak Shredder? Can you find the wapa? The wapa? He goes, hey, fuck it, and you smack the wapa. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I
Okay,
do.
you know the thing. Okay. We have
Yeah,
to play-
but I mean, it's been so long since I've seen that. And also, I feel bad for Jason number 2. That's a tough thing to Google with what you've really given him.
he can find it. It's just like
But he also has an Alienware laptop, so he could pretty much find anything on the
should be able to
internet.
find anything.
Things that he shouldn't be
yes,
finding.
Yes, there are things in that laptop that it's not like it's not anything of any use. It's not state secrets. I think it's not even. I'd be excited if what was on there. He is. I'd be excited if what was on there was porn.
Oh,
See, you Google wapow.
I'm gonna say it feels trolling to me.
You think it's fake?
It doesn't feel authentic to me.
You think it's fake?
I think it's fake.
Can we play it one time? So for us.
Because a lot of people like that in Orange County.
But there are really
They're
people.
jokesters. They're silly billies.
Yes, there are people that have a great sense of humor. But
Pranksters.
There are some merry pranksters down there. But there are people that are actually like this.
Oh, 1,000%.
Dude, you get the best barrels ever, dude. Just like you pull in and you just get spit right out of them. And you just drop in and just smack the lip. Whoop-ah, drop down.
Okay, it's fake.
Snap, and then after that, you just drop in.
He's fake.
just
He's
ride
fake.
the barrel and get pitted. So pitted. Like
So
that.
pitted.
Well, actually, you know what?
Only a true surfer would know.
But I know I went to high school with guys just like that, and they kind of did walk the line between being a prankster and being actually that. Like they were self-aware that they were like a brain dead bro.
Yeah.
And they kind of played into that. Like
Yeah.
I went to high school with a guy who was just like that. He went on The Price is Right and he did a fake fall from the very top of the aisle all the way down.
Right. He pratfalled onto the stage.
Yeah.
Well,
That's all I got.
there's danger to immersing yourself in your character, and there's also danger to jokingly saying shit. Like you might say some shit as a joke, and all of a sudden it's in your vocabulary.
You have
You
any
know.
examples of that? Like whenever I say bro, sick, fuck,
I've
bro
tried
with
not
an
to
E at the
say-
end.
I've tried not to say the word gnarly my entire life.
Why?
Because I just don't want that to be in my vocabulary.
Gnarly is not that bad, bro. Gnarly is like
gnarly is not that bad.
gnarly is
bro.
putting a toe in the jacuzzi.
That's the thing, is that once you put a toe in, I might slide all the way in, and
Jacuzzi start feeling good.
it starts to feel good. So, it pops in because sometimes that's the only word that's appropriate for shit. Like that's actually pretty gnarly. And when
Like
I
the
say
Albertsons right over there,
Is-
it can be gnarly
it,
sometimes,
it can be
especially during COVID.
it can be beep 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 beep. It can't be G dash 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 dash. I'm not gonna say it, but I feel like I have to hold on to some semblance of something. I don't know. I don't know what I feel like I'm giving up by saying that word, but I just don't want to. Because listen, I can float off. I can just disappear. And 1 minute I'm saying gnarly, and the next minute I'm following fish.
we all have our own version of gnarly,
We all have that.
and gnarly is your gnarly, and you deserve that.
I deserve to have
What do you
boundaries.
drink? Whenever I listen to your podcast, you're always talking about how you're making your sludge drink,
yeah.
beets, apples, broccoli.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was true, but I'm seeing it now with my own two eyes, and it's real.
It's true, yeah. It's I've measured it out on my app. It's about 120 calories
Okay.
for the smoothie, and it's all vegetables.
Are these vegetables raw or are they cooked?
all raw? Just put them in a Vitamix. Here's my theory, and I could be wrong. Someone might prove me wrong, but my theory is pressed juice bullshit.
Yeah.
Because what about
you need
fiber?
The fiber? You need the fiber.
You need the fiber, right?
But also, uncooked vegetable fiber
right.
can be undigestible, and you're unable to absorb the nutrients from it.
What?
Putting it into a blender will help a lot. If you're just eating raw kale,
Yeah.
especially the more fibrous types,
Yeah.
your body just shits it out. You don't really, it's unable to break down the nutrients. That's why you got to cook it first.
I knew somebody was going to debunk my whole smoothie thing.
I'm not debunking you. I'm just saying, right next to the Vitamix in your kitchen, set up a steamer.
Yeah.
Put your sweet potato, your kale, your broccoli, whatever you want in there. It takes, it takes 60 seconds to steam your kale or a piece of broccolini or whatever. Then into the Vitamix. You're gonna have a hot smoothie though.
Yeah, who wants it? I'm basically you're tricking me into making soup, and I don't like to be tricked.
You ever
Jason.
like having soup?
I like soup, but I don't like to be tricked into making soup. Okay,
I just want you to get all the nutrients, bro.
And that's what I'm after.
You work hard, you spend your hard-earned money on these fucking vegetables. They're probably organic.
I went to the farmer's market.
You get them at the farmer's market, don't you? And you're just shitting out all that vitamin D, all that Joe Rogan D's leaving you.
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. All that Joe Rogan fucking solid D is leaving my body.
So I was listening to your podcast, the last episode,
Yes.
and I was like, damn, do I have time to get a ski mask?
Oh yeah, that would
I
be good.
didn't. And then I was like, should I wear like head to toe Arc'teryx Gore-Tex?
Yes.
And then I forgot to do that. I forgot this was a visual podcast
Yeah.
because I've never done a visual podcast.
Well, it's funny because I'll tell you, I was thinking about you coming over here, and I know that you guys don't have a visual component, but the only reason, this is why this happened. When Maddie and I started this show, okay, he said, dude, I have this many YouTube followers. Start a YouTube channel instantly. He goes, instantly, we're going to have this many followers. He's like, the revenue, you'll be pulling in $230K a year. And I go, $230K a year for an hour a week fucking around with you? Sounds
What's
You know-
the catch, big man? That's what you said.
Here's the catch: is that none of his people like me, and it just was like it shot up. Like the first episode was like to the moon. We're like, the first episode was like probably like 120K. We're like, that's okay. We'll do better, and it just started plummeting because I'm off brand for him. His brand is very,
He's a screamer.
he's a
You're
screamer.
a gentle.
I'm a gentle.
You're a gentle.
What? No. Yes. No. He's a screamer. He just.
No, you're not gentle. You're
I'm
a
gentle.
gnarly guy.
I'm
You're badass.
I'm not a badass.
Kick the shit out of me.
No way, man.
Oh, it's all good.
No.
Okay, but no, all that's true, and like his personality type, his content that he excels at making is visual, because he's a big, huge, fat guy, covered in tats. He's always wearing crazy overalls and funky, a typo negative T-shirt that costs $800.
Yes.
It's a whole thing, and then he's on there. He's visual. He's screaming.
Yeah.
He excels at YouTube, obviously, and then the podcasting audio only content like this.
Yes.
He's confused. He doesn't know what to do. And then
know what to do.
guys
He's out
like
of
you
his
and
element.
I, intellectual types.
Yeah. Theater of the mind, baby.
Theater of the mind.
Is what we're engaging in. Whereas what Maddie engaged in is theater of the body. In a theater of horror.
It's like a glory hole.
Yeah.
He's on the other side. He's the whole body.
Yes.
And you're like, where's the dick?
Where is it?
Our side, dick only. Where's the body?
True. And
Let's go to commercial break.
let's go just do an ad. This is something I do hate. Free trials. You ever just say, I'm going to try Apple TV, and all of a sudden you're locked in for 2 years and you're paying $26 a month? They get me every fucking time. Do you know why free trials renew without your consent? It's a business scam to get you. Like when you sign up for that gym and you stop going and you keep paying because you think you're going to go, but you don't go. Don't let greedy corporations pocket your money. Download Truebill to take control of your subscriptions. It is a scam. Truebill is a new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions that you don't need, want, or simply forgot about. On average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill. That's a big chunk of cash, if you ask me. Because companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, Truebill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your accounts and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. I love Truebill. I mean,
What are some of the websites that you use Truebill to unsubscribe from?
Well, one of the websites was one of my food delivery apps, and I can't say which one because sometimes we advertise it. I don't want to say the wrong one, but sometimes I'm paying a premium fee to get a food delivery, and I'm not getting it. Another one was a music subscription service that I stopped listening to. There was one that just sent me candles and crystals, and I stopped getting the candles and crystals, but I kept getting charged.
Oh, Jesus.
One of them was just. There was a website I subscribed to for $8 a month, which just suggested ideas for socks. And who needs that?
And they ding you every month for
They
that.
ding you every month. Is your ex using your Netflix? That's what one woman found out after she downloaded Truebill, which finds and cancels subscription with just a tap. Think about that. You got any nasty exes out there that are linking up to your fucking HBO Max or Netflix?
I got so many chicks using my Hulu premium right
on
now.
your Hulu, yeah.
It's fucked up.
Hula hooping all day on your Hulu. That
Fucking up my
Hulu-
algorithm.
Yeah. And then you get like, why is it Gilmore Girls? Why is that being recommended
Thank
to me?
you.
Or Gossip Girl or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, Gossip Girl's not bad.
Is it? You like the new one with
I don't watch it.
I haven't watched any of
Old
them.
one.
I
Oh
never
yeah.
got into it.
It would be weird if you did.
Truebill has over 2 million users and has helped save them $100 million. I mean, I've actually, in my experience using Truebill, I've started to save. I don't have a year's worth of savings equaling $720, but every little bit counts. You nip and tuck a little bit, $20 here, $5 there, and next thing you know, you're a fucking millionaire. Don't fall for a subscription scam. Start canceling today at Truebill.com/PTA. Go right now. Truebill.com/PTA could save you thousands a year. Listen, I got to tell you something. Banks, who needs them? Everything is being decentralized. We have new forms of currency. Now you can take a JPEG of a frog doing a bong load, and you can buy it for $40, and then you can flip it and sell it for $16 million if you want to be super rich. This is how the world works now.
That's how I bought my house.
That's how you buy your house.
I don't use the banks anymore. I
Banking
use frogs.
It's fraud. It's bullshit. It's all frogs. So get a frog, get an ape, flip it, get rich. So fuck the banks. No, don't fuck the banks. I love the banks are lovely. Banks are great.
Banks are cool for now, but they're on their way out.
They're on their way out.
Is there another solution for that?
Okay. Current is the future of banking where you can send, spend, save, and manage your money all from your phone. Imagine that. Imagine all your monetary ins and outs just being finagled from your fingertips and your
Right onto my Android?
right onto your Android. Current's
I don't
app
believe it.
and connected debit card helps you get ahead by giving you a faster access to paychecks, fewer fees, and more flexibility. Imagine your paycheck comes in and you want it faster than usual.
Okay, that would be nice because
That would be
sometimes
nice.
I'm in a pinch.
Yeah, sometimes you have to get some cufflinks for your Valentino suit, and you need it ASAP because the party's Tuesday.
I need these things like yesterday. Is there a way I can get my money faster?
There is a way
Than
with
the traditional
with the
banking
current
system?
premium account. Members can get paid up to 2 days faster on direct deposits because banks will hold your money for 48 hours.
Those
and I've had lots of
scoundrels.
problems moving money around from one bank account to the next. And sometimes they like to say, hey, I want to take my money from this account and put it in this account. And they go, nah, you're going to wait a week. And I go, fuck you, you bankers. There are benefits like no ATM fees on over 40,000 in-network all-point ATMs in the U.S. Another way the banks sting you is through these fees. You know, they fuck you. You go into 7-Eleven, you get a burrito, and you want to pull out $100 because you want to go buy something that's super legal, and you get dinged for $3.50. And why are you going to pay $103.50 when you could be paying $100 square?
That's not even counting the overdraft fees.
Not even counting the
When I'm
overdraft
over
fees.
at the Spearmint Rhino,
Exactly.
going oopsies mode.
Oopsies. Had a spill. Helpful spending insights and notifications to track when and where you're spending. Easy ways to create savings goals, including the ability to round up purchases to save extra change. That's really nice. For a limited time, Current is giving a $50 sign-up bonus to new customers who sign up for premium and set up a direct deposit of $200 or more. That's right. Current will deposit $50 into your account. That's 50 smackaroos, 50 big fat ones. Enter our code TRUTH during sign-up or visit current.com/truth to claim your offer. That's right. Current will deposit $50 right into your account. That's 50 big smackaroonies. Enter our code TRUTH, TRUTH, during sign up or visit current.com/truth to claim your offer. Remember, that's truth during sign up, TRUTH. Download the Current app, sign up, and in less than 2 minutes and enter code TRUTH during sign up. Current is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services provided by and Visa debit card issued by Choice Financial Group, member FDIC, pursuant to a license from Visa USA, Incorporated, can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted. You know,
Have you guys checked out Yasser's podcast? It's on HeadGum.
History of Heat? No.
Yasser, he's a friend of mine. He's done our podcast. He's a very funny guy.
Oh, he is?
I haven't listened to his podcast about heat though.
Okay. Wait, are you fucking with me? Or are you
No, I'll
you know
just-
we do ad reads for that.
Yeah, I'm making fun of that.
Okay.
But he is actually a friend of mine. He has done our podcast.
Well, in that case, I will listen to it. If it's actually, well, no, because I
you gotta
read
give
it.
it a listen.
I read it. It's all learn about behind the scenes of Supreme and fucking Louis Vuitton. I'm like, I don't want to know anything about any of that.
Well, hey, watch out. StockX is watching.
StockX. I love you, StockX, and
StockX got that.
yeah, they got that fucking
Fetty,
that Cheddarino. So yeah, Maddie. The other thing with Maddie too is that Maddie is not a person. Maddie is not a person to interview people. He's a person to be interviewed, and even past that, he's not even starting to be interviewed because Maddie has this his brain goes into Maddie mode, and it's just like non sequiturs, screams, looks, there's no actual narrative.
Right.
And
but that's what you're there for. Or that's what you were there for.
I were there for, yeah.
I think the situation that has played out is going to be advantageous for both of you.
Yeah,
he used his following
Yes.
to create this, start the foundation.
He punted me. Yes, he punted me. Yeah,
He punted you into outer space,
Yeah.
Dune style.
Right, Dune style.
And now he's like, I gave you the tools to fly, little bird.
Yeah.
And now you can start flapping your wings. You do you. You're a great podcaster. Good voice.
Great.
I'm serious.
Okay, really?
You have a good podcaster's
Okay,
voice.
thank you.
Quick wit.
Quick wit. Okay.
You like to hear the sound of your own voice.
Yes.
You were able to do a podcast alone,
Yes, I did that.
which is that's the thing that very few people can pull off. I mean, you got this guy and you
Yeah.
got the callers to fall back on, but
yeah,
it's tough. But I like whenever I listen to your show or whenever you were on my show,
yes.
I was like, oh, two-tone. He's got like a, some people got it, some people don't. And
Yeah.
you have an inquisitive spirit where you want to ask people interesting questions. You like to hear stuff. you like to learn, and Maddie's
Like to
just
learn.
you know shitting in
already
his
knows
hand,
it.
throwing it at the wall.
Right. Maddie already knows
Cashing
everything.
checks.
Yeah. And Maddie also if I was Maddie and I did this thing with me, I would do the exact same thing. And I think he stayed on longer than I would have stayed because he's doing television, baby.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I have 3 cameras in my apartment. Like he's on fucking FX, right?
I'm sure Benny Blanco's house is nicer than this house, my house, Jason's house combined times 20.
Benny Blanco's house is a Shangri-La. Okay, I finally got to go over there when he was there. I went there when he wasn't there once, and he doesn't know that. But I went there. I bullied Maddie into inviting me over
You get
for
any
lobster
jewelry?
rolls.
What'd you get?
I didn't get anything. I went over there for lobster rolls, and it's like one of those things where like I was like, damn. It's like if you just think you're in the house and you're like, I wish Benny had a NFL style cold plunge, and then you look over in the corner, and of course it's there. You're like, God, I wish he had a perfect 5-person Swedish sauna, brand new. And it's like, oh yeah, there's that. Like you need an ice machine, it's over here. Like everything you need in one is there, and it's all set
He's
up.
probably a
for
very nice guy too.
very sweet man, very nice, very nice. No pretense. There's no animus. I'm like, hey, Maddie, have you ever seen Benny get angry or irritated? He's like, I've never seen it happen. And Maddie has seen me fucking lose my shit probably 10 times.
Sure.
Because I don't have a cold plunge in a sauna, and I don't live in Shangri-La.
Right.
And
Less Grammys.
and I have less Grammys, yeah, and I don't have
Less body hair though.
I'm not friends with Diplo, so
I've said it before. You have your voice, the way you talk is very similar to Diplo's,
okay.
which is, I don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know either.
But I think that power, is something that when I started listening to you, I was like, this motherfucker talks like Diplo. And it's not
So
like your
weird.
voice sounds like it. It's like the way that you speak.
Like the pentameter,
The pentameter.
the cadence. I have a Diplo-esque cadence.
But it's it's a kind of cadence that's like, it's a good thing, You can,
nice.
You could,
Why is he wasting his time turntableizing when he could be talking?
why are you wasting your time talking when you could be at doing Day Party Sunday at Excess, bro?
True.
But I'm just saying it's a type of voice and a way of speaking that's a real panty dropper.
Okay, you're doing this wrong, right? But
And move the speaker to fit your head perfectly, so it's same as a noise canceling pair of headphones, but it's got a total blackout mask that's comfortable. You can sleep with this. Get the earphone, the other.
this is a bad. Stop this, please. Put on Diplo. Put on Iggy Azalea featuring FKI and Diplo. I think she ready. Put that video on. Because
Is Diplo talking all through this motherfucker?
he talks through the whole video. No, part of it was shot in this kitchen.
All right, I just want our listeners to know you licked the cap like it was a fucking gummer in the bottom of the bag of the Coke, bro.
Yeah.
Just a little whoopsies.
Are you one of those guys when you get to the bottom of the bag, do you, and this is probably me because I'm sick, I'll take the bag and I split it open and just lick the whole thing.
Yeah, you gotta go inside
You gotta
out
get it
mode.
all.
What
Okay.
what person doesn't do
I
that?
don't know, some people don't. There's some,
Benny Blanco, if you're as rich as him, he doesn't have to fold his Coke bag in and out.
no, there is no bag. It's there's like a little tiny grinder.
Seth Rogen designed him a piece of ceramic, a unique ceramic cocaine holder,
Yeah.
or whatever drugs that Benny Blanco does.
Whatever. I don't think he does any drugs. That's why he's so powerful. I think that there's
Okay, so this is a Diplo. This is a Iggy Azalea video. Did you direct this?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is crazy. No one saw this. It's so dumb. So
So is Diplo talking all through this one? You
Yeah.
just wanted to get some streams going
I just
for
like
a
to
video
connect.
that you made.
I just think it's funny that
You got any
we're talking
kickback on
about
this?
Wes, huh?
You get any kickback on these streams?
Oh yeah, I get like per stream, I get like a 1/1,000,000th of a penny.
Get it, bro.
That was in the
Damn.
kitchen. That part with the cup. Don't you think that's funny? Doesn't you think that's
Yeah.
odd? It's very odd to me. No?
That you're like, hey, come in this kitchen.
Yeah, like
Your kitchen?
This one right here.
Right there, that kitchen.
Where that dining table is. I had a green screen in there. Anything means necessary. I would do anything to get things done. Now, not so
Bram,
much.
you got a hustler spirit, player.
I got a hustler spirit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm on the long. I'm taking the long road to my to my gains. You know
No,
what I mean?
I'm with you on that one. I didn't start working hard until I turned 40.
30 for me is when I started. When I got scared.
Really?
And yeah, 30 is when I really started trying to work. Everything up until 30 was a complete wash. I mean, like I was learning shit, you know? Like I did. I was a tattoo artist. I could take graffiti. I got into film school. I did all these things, but I was such a mess. Just like scrambling, trying to figure things out. And then 30, I was like, okay, I got to
Just
focus.
because of that age, or did something happen
It was
at
an
that
age.
age?
It was an age. It was just like this. It was like you have these moments in life where there are actual like goal lines and doors that open and shut, and you actually like it happens once in a while. Everything before is a million times it'd be like tomorrow I'm going to do it. Tomorrow I'm going to do it. Tomorrow I'm going to do it. And then one day it goes, uh-oh. And that was one of the things when I hit 30, I was just okay, time to work. And I just started trying to figure out. And shortly after I started a company, and I think maybe 30 is when I started. I don't know. I got
To
a
me,
job.
when I was 30, I was just like a professional DJ, so I didn't have to work hard. I was just
You're in a PJ with a Cobra Snake,
cruising around,
Yeah.
getting paid to drink Patron.
drinking Patron, getting your toes sucked by women of dubious age. And
Not age, race.
dubious race. You're in Dubai.
White chicks,
White chicks, yep.
the nastiest kind.
The worst kind. Yep.
I've heard. Yeah. So, but now it feels good to do a lot of hard work.
Right. But I mean, but also you had the podcast. You had Tall Tales, which I would see. I would go, oh, that them Jeans guy has a podcast. And like at the time, I was like, I wouldn't listen to any podcast. I don't know why. I just might. You were very early. You were at the first. There was like the first boom. And what are we on the third wave of podcasting?
I would say probably, yeah.
Now it's
Third
like a
wave.
mandatory thing. If you're like a man of a certain age, you have to have one to be connected to one.
Yeah.
In LA, at
if
least.
if you're like a comedian, you legally have to have
Legally
your own
have to have
podcast.
one, yeah.
They lock you up, bro.
Even if you're like sometimes funny, you have to have a podcast, right? If you can make 3 people laugh
if
once
you
in a
have
while,
any social media following,
Yeah.
you have to have a podcast,
Yeah.
or YouTube.
or YouTube.
But so even though Maddie's not on this anymore, why do you still do the YouTube? Because it is bringing in some bucks.
This is the thing. This is what happened.
Tie it all together.
Yeah, that's fucking full circle Hakuna Matata. This shit. Okay. He said, "Go on YouTube. We're gonna make the money." I said, "Let's fucking go." Under protest, till he said $250,000 a year. I'm like, okay, fuck it. I don't care. I did not ever want to be in front of the camera on YouTube. I'm a behind the cameras guy. I don't like it. Really. It just happened. I was thrust into it. So we started doing
More
the
of
show.
a director, less of the talent.
Right. And when we started doing the show, Maddie was live in person. And I was like, let's try to push this. Like the idea was that I wanted to try to turn it into a kind of a variety, slightly narrative, weird thing. That this kind of, I want to build this universe. So we just started doing like,
It's not just going to be 2 people talking at a table. It's going to be something so much more.
so much more.
Immersive.
And I would like, there'd be a show where I'd bring in I'd be like, I need smoke machines, I need candles, bring a fucking iguana. Like I just do, trying to fuck around and play with it.
And Maddie was paying for all of it.
Matt,
Times were good.
well, no, he might have paid for something. He did pay for the initial equipment.
Okay,
He paid
that's
for the
cool.
initial. Okay. Here's how it really went down. We were at Sugarfish. I said, I want to do it. He's like,
PTA
we started talking.
exclusive. Sugarfish.
Yeah.
Oh,
He loves Sugarfish.
nasty ass. Fucking.
It's not bad. What do you mean? What's wrong with Sugarfish?
It's false sushi.
Oh, come on, man.
Carry on.
You can't be that much of a snob. Really? What's your easy go-to sushi? Like I'm not saying Sugarfish is like the best sushi, but I'm saying for the price and for the accessibility, you don't like it? You never.
No, it's very accessible
Oh
and very affordable. But when I eat it, the fish, it doesn't feel like it's alive.
I forget. I totally forget that you guys and your fucking
I'm that-
elitist
I'm
palates.
that bitch.
He's that bitch. We'll
I'll
get
go to
back.
Shintaro in Hollywood for a little cheaper, easier sushi.
Have you been to EK recently?
No, but that's a classic. Haven't been there in forever.
It went down and then it came back. It's back. I remember I used
Like
to go to
Ethereum?
EK like Ethereum,
Let's go.
just like Ethereum. You got to buy. But you don't buy the dip.
Don't
when
buy
the
the dip in
sushi place
sushi.
dips, you don't buy it. You only come back when it shoots back up.
When the sushi dips, Del Taco. Sushi back up.
Yep.
We start going. I get it.
It's true. Oh, I went to this. I'm getting so distracted. I was going to tell you about this Korean barbecue place I went to.
What's it called?
It's something with a D. It was fucking delicious.
Okay.
Let me check in on that real quick.
Is it a
Anyways,
newer place or an older place?
It's a place it's an old place that just got brought over from the old country.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about it. Did they like have like a whole mushroom on the grill when you were eating it? It was more like steaks and less flaps?
It was mostly steaks. They had 3 cuts of steak.
It's like Daiko or something.
Daiko, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it was
Fucking
really
with
nice. Yeah, it was good. You didn't like it? It's not good.
Never
enough
been,
for you?
haven't been.
Now I feel intimidated because you don't like sugarfish. I'm like, what's his palate is so advanced. It's like if it's not sushi zo, right?
No.
you're-
I eat cheap sushi all the time. There's just something about the way that sugarfish is prepared. It loses the spirit of sushi to me.
Oh my god!
Like if I feel like every time I'm eating all the fish,
Yeah.
I feel like it was cut in some back closet, 10 hours ago, and it's just sitting there, and some fucking dishwasher
you're
grabs it, puts it in a box, boom, boom, boom. It's
You're
not.
so refined. You're talking to a person who just eats. I'm eating trash vegetables. Like, I'm a savage.
I just said Del Taco. Like I eat Del Taco all the
Yeah,
time.
but
I eat all this. I eat fast food and shit. I eat nasty ass janky food all the
But
time.
that's what all like back of house people say when you go to a fancy restaurant. They all must. I've been out to eat with Maddie, and you go to like this really crazy 5-star restaurant, and then they all just like gather around and they start trying to impress you by going, the Jack in the Box, and they're serious. They're dead serious.
No.
Like,
It's
you
true.
know,
It's
they're
true.
like, what's really good? A Hungry Man Salisbury steak dinner. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I forget where I was going with the whole the creation of podcast. I've said this before. I said it again. We're at Sugarfish,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about. We'll get more into that.
Let's hope.
I said, do you want to start a podcast? Maddie's insane. He goes, yeah, okay, let's do it tomorrow. We go to Guitar Center. The next day, we start recording on a Zoom. We just figured out. I call Scott Martin, my buddy. You know Scott?
I don't think
I feel
so.
like you guys have crossed paths. I'm
Scott
sure.
Martin.
Yeah, he's in Crom. You know that band Crom?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Heard of it.
Yeah.
Don't know Scott though.
Heavy dude, very heavy guy. Shout out to Scott. He kind of just gave me the basics on how to Zoom record. And we started recording, and we were off to the races, and then we're trying to sell the show, and we sold it. We got the show placed somewhere. It's this whole fucking thing, and I'm like, I'm doing it. We're gonna figure this out. And
Pilot season. We're getting action.
yeah, pilot season. We're doing the rounds. Yeah, but that's how he sold me on YouTube because of the YouTube numbers. And now the problem is, I don't want to fucking do this shit. I just want to record. I want to just grab a thing and just record. I don't want to have. There's 3 cameras in here. I get this man in his shirt from Bali, which is something else we'll talk about.
You got this Balinese man. Man spreading on your couch.
Yeah, it's solely man spreading. It's Jason McAfee, fucking just the whole dark. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Alienware computer at my house.
Yeah.
No, he's a lovely man. I respect Jason very much.
Every podcast needs a Jason.
Every-
I'm the Jason of my podcast if it
You
makes
are.
you feel better.
You wear all the hats. You're front of the camera Jason and behind the camera Jason.
So you don't want to do any of this YouTube shit anymore, but you have to because why?
Well, because it's half of our viewers and our ad sales live on the podcast. So half of our viewers are on YouTube, half are on.
So it's like a pretty much 50-50
It's a
split
50-50
of your
split.
audience.
Yeah, and I can't afford to lose the half of my audience.
Right.
Discoverability. YouTube is much easier to discover new content.
Fuck discoverability.
Exactly.
That's for lames.
For lames. And I'll tell you another thing.
Only lames discover
Another
stuff.
thing that I think about when I think about how long gone is that the way this podcast, I went like this. I said, I'll defer to the experts, and we designed this thing, right? In a way that was like, we needed to design this in a certain way to get people to like it on YouTube. And the way that we designed it was really goofy. Like it's really just like bright, and
Yeah.
it's like 4 colors of fucking Cooper, and there's all kinds of shit everywhere. And like 2 years in, and I
caught
look at
my
it, I'm
eye.
like, we don't have to do that. We don't have to live that way. I look at how you guys have nice, sleek design. It's got Yimmy Yayo designing your shit. You call fucking what's that designer that designs everything? He's charged you whatever. You call that guy. You get a package. He sets up your new thing. Like everything looks
Rudnick,
sleek.
Ryder Rips.
You call Ryder Rips. He makes you an NFT, lobs it at you. You put it in your wallet.
Yeah, that's right.
And then meanwhile I'm over here. It looks like I'm designing like for a kids show in Bulgaria. Like, it's just like.
But
it's
there's
lowest common
no
denominator.
wrong or right way to do it. Like the most popular podcast in the world is like Joe Rogan.
Right.
And that the artwork for that podcast is awful, ugly, ridiculous, terrible.
Yes.
Nobody gives a flying shit.
Yes, but
That's just what it is.
But I'm gonna have to do a redesign. Let me ask you this: what do you think?
Oh shit.
Would it be bad? What if I rename this podcast? You think that would fuck me up?
Definitely.
That would be a bad idea. Why can't I do that?
I've seen people try to do that. It doesn't work good.
So why?
Dr.
What do you just not like the name, or do you need a clean name for a clean start?
I keep thinking about redesigning and how it's so clunky. What if I just, gave it like a nice...
What's clunky about it? The name or the art? Or
The name and the art together, the marriage of it is, the name is long. Powerful Truth Angels. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know.
I think it's a good name for a podcast.
You like it? You're giving me you're giving me
The Joe Rogan Experience. That's 8 syllables.
Okay.
Powerful Truth Angels. 7 less syllables than the most popular podcast in the world. You feel better about yourself?
Your
now,
math
bro?
is amazing. Your math is amazing. The way you quantify it, the way your brain works,
I can count to 7, baby.
it's crazy. I thought
Or
about
just
that.
call it PTA.
PTA.
So I would say
What about a visual redesign? What if I just
make it. Well, since Maddie is literally on the artwork of the podcast still,
we have to take them off?
but I don't. But that could still get you some extra ad
No,
bucks.
we
you
got
know?
to.
I know. I'm just kidding.
We have to. We actually have to strike. Now, this is the thing. He'll come on whenever he's around,
Sure, he's a friend.
but as an entity, I got to take it over, and that means sometimes I have to just yell into the void, like and I have to click into the manic part of my brain that can go blah, 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 like for 45 minutes.
That's good. But when you're done doing like a solo pod for 45 minutes, tapping into your brain, are you just a shell of a man? Are you laid out? Are you spent? Like you just gotta.
Here's a problem. This is the fucking
Because I
problem.
know you got fuel and nutrients, but what we were talking about earlier, you're not absorbing all of them.
I'm not absorbing it at all. I have nutrients and fuel, but according to you, 30% of it is entering my body. The problem
If
is
you're
that
lucky.
sometimes after this show, I literally have to go, okay, I have to shut down the PTA part of my brain and then open up this door and enter the born and raised world, that universe. And I have to it's a whole different thing. Everything changes. My brain becomes like, I got to
You
think
finish,
differently.
you're like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Where's my Raiders jersey?
Yeah. Where's my Raiders jersey? Where's my fucking...
Where's my sawed-off shotgun?
Yeah. Where's
And my
my...
Cortez. You gotta go into fucking gank mode, baby.
I mean, not really. We're a lovely company that cares about people.
I know.
And,
But I mean, that's hard. That's hard because you have like, it's like 2 very big parts of your life, this and Born and Raised. Those are 2 businesses that are full-time jobs already on their own.
Yes.
And to bounce back and forth, there's you're going to get the bends, as they say.
I get the bends. And then sometimes there's a third thing. I might be on some other thing. I might be shooting a commercial.
Could be shooting a commercial.
Who knows what the fuck I'm doing these days?
Influencer content for Instagram.
Yeah, it could be just on Instagram. Even just posting on Instagram sometimes to me is a trial. Because I don't even want to... if it's up to me, I do it once a month. But I know I have to kind of stay relevant, and keep an eye on things. But sometimes it'll take me like an hour to figure it out. Does he have that problem?
You mean feel like figuring out a caption of
No,
what to do?
I don't care about the caption. Just like, because I've committed myself to making slides, so I have to pick 10 pictures, and they have to make I like to create some sort of an arc.
Oh, so you're doing like the carousel of 10 photos for the grid, and
Yeah.
you want it to really tell a story.
Somewhat. I painted myself into a corner.
Well, yeah, when you're doing the 10 pics,
Yeah.
when it's like November photo dump, then it's hard because you're like, I got 100 pictures, I got to trim them down to 10, then put them into whatever order. That's like, it's homework. It's like
homework.
work that you have to do, and it's all on your phone.
Yeah.
We're older, we want to do it on the computer.
Yeah, it's not just like, look at my bowl of Pharaoh, right? It's like, look at this picture of a guy in a Pikachu costume, look
Yeah.
at the picture of Omar, and there's a picture,
Do I have Bay in here?
Yeah, do I drop
represent?
Bay? Because once in a while you gotta drop Bay in, you know.
Drop Bay in there.
Because it kills. Right. There's a snake I saw in Griffith Park. Bay.
There we go. Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff. Then this is where my heart really lies. In like,
So you got to do one for them, one for you.
yeah. I mean, honestly, I think memes in general. They
The only thing that gives you pleasure or laughter anymore.
they give me so much pleasure, and it's crazy. Like I really feel. I don't know.
Do they keep
give me-
you young?
No, nothing.
Because it's the language of the youth, I've heard.
Sure, it's a language of the youth, but nothing. They touch me in a way that nothing has ever touched me before, because you can say so much with just one.
I was talking about this on an episode of our show a couple like last week, and the guest we had on is like a 22-year-old singer, so she's like very young. So memes have existed her entire life. That's all she knows. So when she says when she sees like a SpongeBob meme, it's like a language to her that she speaks because it's just like ingrained in your life, you know?
Yeah.
It's just all that you know. And then Chris, my podcast co-host, who was twice her age, is saying like, I also love memes so much. That's the only way that it's the only thing that truly makes me laugh anymore. Like I'll watch stand up. I don't really care. I watch a comedy movie. Whatever. Watch SNL. No one's giggling. But and we sort of decided it's because it's an ultra niche thing where it's like, I am liking this so much because it's a special certain little thing about a certain subject said in a joking way about a certain thing. And if you get all the parts of the meme in your brain, you're like, you have like a dopamine reward kind of thing.
There's a little digital.
You're like proud of yourself for understanding the meme, perhaps.
You think there's I don't know if I'm proud of myself, but
maybe you're looking at dumb memes. Maybe you need to step your meme shit up, bro.
No, my meme game is pretty solid, I think. I think it is a little digital key bump when you connect to it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's a little something. Hold on one second. Hey! Sorry, man. Omar's licks herself and it makes me crazy. The noise is just like drives me insane.
Like,
It's like eating on mic. It's like now I know what it sounds like.
So when we're eating grapes on the mic, did you hear it a lot?
Yeah, for sure.
You're chomping on grapes?
Like for sure.
Yeah.
I was trying to munch quietly. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, it's not as flagrant as we've had.
No, I try not to be. I try not to be too crazy. So okay, you guys went on tour. Mm-hmm. How does that happen? How did you do that?
During quarantine, we did an episode with a singer named Phoebe Bridgers, who's pretty popular.
Yeah.
Episode did well, and then her booking agent was they listened to the show, they liked it, they became fans of it. And while quarantine was happening, they're like, we work at a booking agency. There's no concerts, there's no live events because of quarantine. We're not doing shit. So they're just like reaching out to new people, and they were like, do you guys want to try to do a tour? And we said yes. So we signed a deal with them, and then we basically went into like the Apple, Spotify data, figure out the 10 cities in America with our biggest audience, and then reached out to concert venues all over the country, booked a tour in 10 cities, and then got some sponsors so we wouldn't have to, rent a van and stay at fucking Motel 6, and then we good to go. And we just kind of wung it. We didn't really have much of a...
And it's just you guys on stage.
It's us two. Some cities we had a guest or two, and then we'd have like bands play sometimes in the city. So it was kind of like a little evening of dinner and theater type of vibe.
Jam-packed full of elite Caucasians.
A lot of elite Caucasians and their Asian girlfriends.
In every city and their Asian girlfriend. A lot of designers.
A lot of creative directors.
A lot of creative directors.
Hashtag 35.
Yep.
A lot of people wearing these shoes.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Those things. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all there.
Those shoes,
yeah,
those Birkenstocks, a few years back, I went to a place and I tried them on, right? Mm-hmm. And because I was like, I'll just try these on. I think they're so fucking ugly, right? And I tried them on. And I was like, I can't wear these. These are horrible. And I went home.
I'm a grown-ass man.
Right. But I went home and I kept thinking about how good they felt on my feet. And I had this conversation. I go, who gives a fuck anymore? Just buy them. And I bought them. And I stayed in a pair of those things. I've had this. Actually, someone stole it. This is my second pair. I've had a pair of them for years. And then, of course, like anything that you like in private, it becomes a thing. Now
Birkenstocks, Crocs.
Yeah. Now it's like...
Yeah. Now it's
full tech Croc, Silly Mayberry, fucking just cyborg, out of control.
I used to call it like Uggs, Crocs, Birks.
Yeah.
Heroin for your feet.
Yeah, it's true.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
You don't care what you look like.
Yeah.
For those of us who have done heroin, I assume it's like that, right?
You done heroin?
No.
You ever smoke it?
No, I've never smoked or shot heroin.
I never did a heroin.
A lot of people don't do heroin.
Oh, I never shot heroin.
You smoked it though.
I might have once or twice tried to just been like, give this a shot.
Probably
you know?
smoked. I mean, I've been in the room when people smoke hard drugs.
Yeah.
But not heroin.
What
Crack.
other you seen it?
Oxy.
You see, I don't know. You had someone. You were in the room. Someone smoking an oxy.
My friends used to smoke oxys. Yeah.
Back in the day, or recently? It was like last.
Way
last
back
week,
in the day.
last
Way
week?
back in the,
Okay.
like early 2000s, probably.
Drop an oxy in a light bulb and just blaze it up.
Aluminum foil.
Yeah.
And like where it goes, slides down,
Yeah.
blaze up. But I have
Blaze
been in the car where graffiti bros were hotboxing crack,
Oh,
but I did not partake.
but did you get secondhand crack smoke hit?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you get a little amped?
It smells good. It smells like astronaut ice cream, kind of.
What? Astronaut ice cream. What crew are these smokers from?
TKO.
Oh, he says the name. I heard TKO I've been hearing the word on the street is TKO has been around. Been out there.
Been like as of late.
As
There's
of
a
late.
resurgence.
The word on the street is TKO is out there. That's all I've heard.
What do you mean by out there?
They're just out there. There's been sometimes there's ebbs and flows of crews, and they kind of get big, and sometimes there's like, sometimes people get whipped up, and it's like, it's time to start fucking doing this again. And I'm not saying that they went away or didn't go away, but I'm saying that I've heard reports of TKO out in the loose. So be careful.
Your little shooters are telling you they're hearing.
I don't
things.
have any little shooters. I have a Shih Tzu.
You
and I
should
have
get
a
some little
girlfriend.
shooters. They're
no,
good,
you don't want little shooters, because
They'll
eventually,
implicate you.
yeah, you don't know who wants that.
They'll start talking. They'll put a dime on Hefe.
You can't
over
take
here.
them to Air One. They fucking freak out and like don't understand what quinoa is and have a fucking shit fit. And you can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Next thing you know, someone's like, "Oh, why'd you stab me?"
Yeah.
and you're like, "Sorry, I have a little shooter."
But a guy like you might need little shooters because you're gonna get caught shoplifting one day, and you're gonna need someone to create a hole for you.
Who the fuck is ever gonna think I'm shoplifting?
Nobody. Nobody. I love, especially now, because like having a podcast gives you this like you become recognizable in a way that's like all the places. But people always kind of notice you more if you have a podcast and they're aware of you, and they'll never think you're stealing. They'll have a conversation with you about like this like grain free granola, and they don't know that you're just like fucking tucking.
I'll have a conversation with loss prevention.
Yeah. They're like, I love your show. You're like, yeah, me too.
Howdy ho, there,
Howdy ho.
neighborino, and then boom,
Boom, and then your pockets are loaded.
all the avocado oil's going down.
Yeah. I love it. I love that. I always think about you when I saw you. I was like talking to you, and I was like, and I'm so like square, like I've just like renounced anything like that,
You're rack free since
I don't-
'99.
It's for a long time. Yeah, I don't steal anymore. And I just remember talking to you and you were just like sitting there, like talking to me and eating from different containers. I was like, are you going to pay for that? You're like, no, dude. You're like, what are you, lame? You're like, this shit's free. I was like, oh yeah, it is free.
Well, I mean, I don't like to steal from mom and pop independent small
Right.
businesses, but
Fuck Bezos.
Bezos Farms, I don't give a fuck, bro.
Fuck Bezos, yeah. And neither do they. No one in there cares.
No.
It's a fucking free for all.
It's all good. I'm eating the chicken tendies.
Chicken tendies.
But when I was listening to the last podcast with the graffiti guys,
Yeah.
and you guys were talking about LP,
Yeah.
like loss prevention.
Yes.
And it's funny because on my podcast, I'll refer to my girlfriend as LP, life partner.
Oh, nice.
So it's funny. There's like the two, like the juxtaposition of like, I'm such a pussy that I'll call my girlfriend my life partner. It's
Yeah.
sort of like half jokey.
Yeah.
But I also know that LP also stands for loss prevention. The people that are trying to catch, guys stealing makeup from Walgreens to trade in for some fucking Bang energy drink.
Yeah, that's the biggest racket there is. Concealer for Bang is like one of the longest running scams.
Yeah. That's why the supply chain's fucked up right now.
And to your point about being a pussy, I think that if you want to inherently be a good partner to someone, you're gonna have to ratchet down. You're gonna have to kind of pussify yourself.
Stop your petty crimes. Oh.
Stop your petty crimes. No, you have to start learning to be like, you have to get a little soft. If you're going to interact in a certain way, you can't be a hard ass and have it all your way all the time. You have to, right? You have to kind of like.
I've always been soft though. It's never a problem for me.
I wasn't. It's not that my thing is that
you weren't hard. You were stubborn.
Yeah, I'm only stubborn and hard because underneath all of that, I'm the softest. So I have to calcify my pineal gland and everything else. and create a wall around myself you can't penetrate to get inside because there's just like a little guy in there and he's like, leave me alone, you know?
Like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, he's a little guy with the levers, like the guy in Men in Black who's driving the big guy in a brain. There's a little guy in there, and
That's you.
that's me.
No, it makes sense. I mean, that's pretty much everyone.
That's everybody. The problem is that sometimes if you stay in character too long, you end up like in prison, and then you become very hard. And then it's not even then you're just confused. You're so hard that it doesn't even matter. You're so hard.
That's
that
when you become a dog that they got to put down.
Yeah. So
What a shame.
The Von Dutch doc. You told me you told me about it last night, and I was like, I have to watch this.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I put it on last night, and I started watching it, and I was like, I totally forgot. I didn't forget, but I hadn't thought about all this stuff for so long. Bronze Age.
I didn't even know about Bronze Age.
Oh, Bronze Age.
Because you're a Venice OG,
Right,
so you
right.
know about that. I for me, it was like the Bad Boys Club.
Bronze Age.
I mean, that like the cool underground brand, you know.
Yeah, I think so. And
But also, my favorite part of it, and I'll let you go, was when the guy was talking about it, and he's like, I can't wear a Billabong, Rusty, all the shit. Quicksilver's for fucking pussies.
yeah, that
And I was
funny.
like, damn, this is a cool documentary already.
Yeah,
And I was 5 years old, and I used to think Quicksilver was the coolest thing in the world.
yeah. Well,
Now
also
it's for pussies.
you lived in the land of the Quicksilver, right? That's like the epicenter of all those, like, you know, La Jolla Group and all that stuff. Like,
We're getting pitted every day.
yeah, I mean that's kind of a lifestyle. You get pitted every day.
But I was watching it, and I was like, oh, this is like two-tone. It's like two-tone kryptonite. It's about the origins of streetwear taking place in Venice,
It's
involving
really
crime and garment manufacturing.
it's kind of crazy to think that, because I'm like, oh my god, there's so many Okay, number one, when I was a kid, Bronze Age came out. I was a bit young. I knew of all these people, right? I mean, I knew Bagel. I used to live under Bagel. The guy that you remember, the guy in there was talking. He's one of the guys you interview. His name's Josh Klassman. My first apartment was under his apartment when I was like 17.
Call him Bagel because he was Jewish.
I don't call him Bagel because he's Jewish, but that was a nickname he had.
Some people would call him that.
That's why they call it. I don't know. I'm not. Who can't? Could
It's
be a
fine.
hot.
It was a simpler time back then.
Simpler time. His nickname was Bagel for whatever reason. He liked bagels. So yeah, I lived under Bagel, and anyway, so you hear the names of these guys, Mike Cassell, all these things, and as a little kid, it's just kind of like, you hear the lore. And I remember going to Bronze Age, and Bronze Age being like, wow, this shit's cool. And I went to the cover the mic, please. And I remember I was riding by Bronze Age, and I had a beach cruiser. And there was a girl on my handlebars, and I was like, little kid, like just like so excited to go. Like I wanted to go hang out at Bronze Age. That's where all the cool guys are hanging out. And I would go up to Bronze Age, and I remember I was riding up, and the side of my tire clipped the rail of a surfboard.
Oh no!
That was on the concrete, and it just popped up and flipped in the air. And and then some of the dudes came out, and I'm just like, it was just one of those
How
things.
old were you when this happened?
14, 13, something like that.
Your
I
balls just dropped.
Yeah, I hadn't been laid yet. I was still like, I was excited to have a girl on my handlebars.
Big.
And big deal.
It's first base for a lot of guys.
Yeah, totally. And I remember that happened. And
So you're riding the bike, the surfboard goes boom.
like I rode the bike, and the
Goes
tire
flying.
went over the side of the board, and it just popped in the air.
You got pitted.
It got pitted, and then I was like, and I don't know how I got out of it, because sometimes they'll just beat you up for that, Somehow I got out of it, maybe because there was like a cute girl on the handlebars. I distracted them. I don't know what happened. I got away. Another time I was hanging out in front of Bronze Age. It's a friend of mine. Friend of mine were having an argument. Me and this guy, and we were talking shit to each other. Neither one of us wanted to fight. But we were both posturing as if we wanted to fight. Sure. Like, what's up? What's up? And neither one of us would do anything. I remember one of the guys came out. I was like, "Are you guys gonna fucking hit each other or what?" and we're like, and then the guy just was like disgusted, and he went back inside. And I felt like such a loser. I was like, "Fuck." I let the older guys down because I didn't punch my friend.
I didn't fight in front of Bronze Age.
Yeah, I didn't fight my friend. I didn't want to fight my friend. I didn't want to fight anybody. So the Bronze Age story, and then the Von Dutch story. I remember hearing about all this stuff, all the connections to Venice people, and you start unraveling that thread, and it's like, it's crazy what happens, with these companies, because and it's always at the end of the road, there's always some Danish guy that just takes all the money. And they go from like, they're interviewing Mike Cassell, And then they cut to the Danish dude, the kickboxer, and the guy's he's in a giant loft where there's just a wall of motorcycles. Like, is there any other way to flex how much money you have than putting 9 motorcycles and bolting them to a wall? Like, it was crazy. And I remember going, oh, well, that's where all the money went.
The duality of man there of like, here's a guy who lives in a trailer park, is in a wheelchair, and he was smoking heroin to get through an interview, and then 6'6" Danish guy who's a billionaire,
Who's a billionaire. Now, look, I know empirically that you have worn trucker hats. We cannot escape that.
Yeah.
But did you have a Von Dutch trucker hat?
Never had a Von Dutch. No.
I don't believe I did either.
No, I mean, it's obviously it came back sort of ironically now.
Ironically, yes.
And I was wondering now, is it going to have that same pattern where right now, like it was like the first, it was the biggest streetwear, technically it was streetwear, right?
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, how is it not streetwear?
Well,
they're printing, logos on a t-shirt. They're cutting the label off of Dickies and sewing their label on.
Yes,
That's
it was
streetwear.
Yes, it was streetwear in its infancy when they're in the.
And then obviously it turned.
But as soon as it went Fred
ridiculous.
Siegel, Paris Hilton, it's like, is that streetwear anymore? I guess so.
I mean, Supreme is at and Palace and all these streetwear brands. They're at Barney's and Dover Street Market.
Sure, but I feel like they're connected. There's something about the way. I don't think it doesn't.
I mean, it doesn't feel like a streetwear brand to me, but on paper, I don't see how it could not be.
I think when it switches over to the Danish guy and Christian Audige and the way they did it, it no longer is. I don't know. I can't.
What
say,
about when
it just doesn't feel like it's
when
streetwear.
Supreme got bought out by the fucking whatchamacallit holding group?
Oh yeah.
Are they still streetwear anymore?
Yeah, because they're like. They are the epitome of streetwear. There's never not going to. That is like that's the fucking grand model, right? And in all its stages is like go here and make the money and then get sold and get like sure,
Yeah.
I'm not like it's fucking not core, but I think my personal take on Von Dutch was like I'm like I don't want to. It wasn't my thing. Like pinstripe and hot rod culture was not my thing. I didn't see that as being like. Maybe other sides, like maybe on the low riding side, I thought was interesting, but I didn't like that because that stuff to me felt way too close to like, I don't know, like Iron Crosses.
It was like a Social D kind of bro, like a little like swing dance.
I didn't connect to that. That wasn't where I was coming from. So that whole vibe, that Von Dutch thing was just very, I don't know, but it was monstrous.
A lot of guys named Red.
Yeah, a lot of guys named Red. Woody Woodpecker tattoos, four-leaf clovers, flags that have X's in them with stars. A lot of wild shit happening. But
so I was watching that and I was like, oh yeah, it started off as a streetwear company, then it blew up, turned into this larger than life thing.
Yes,
and because it ate itself, it was so big, instantly died. And then just remained stagnant for 20 years. And now it's coming back ironically now that a new generation is seeing it. And they're like, oh, this is like the ugliest, funniest clothing ever. And it's expensive. So I immediately want it. Just like, Chrome Hearts or Amiri jeans or whatever.
And it's the same as wearing like a Monster Energy hat, right? It's like has that same like kind of ironic ugly.
Exactly.
And which I do. I like the ugly. Like there was a moment where you wouldn't wear a Monster Energy hat with a gun to your head because it represented like metal militia and all this crazy shit. But now you might.
You got a problem with the fucking militia, bro?
No, dude. I got no problem with the militia, man.
Fucking thought, bitch.
No, dude.
But I'm wondering, is it going to now come back for another wave and get pitted again and become this national huge craze?
I don't think so. I think the news cycle is too short for it to get real leverage. Maybe.
I'm not talking about the news cycle. I'm talking about the fashion cycle.
Sure, but the fashions, when I say news cycle, I'm talking about Instagram and I'm talking about the shelf life of things. Like if you put out a video these days, you might get 3.5 days at the best. When before you could run for 3 months on a video. People will be like, or a song or something. Now it's like there's so much shit like the trucker hat. The trucker hats keep kind of popping up in streetwear and fashion, but it's not taking hold, I don't think. And, instead of what's even more bizarre, what the new Von Dutch hat is fucking people wearing hats and beanies with ears on them. You seen this stuff?
Yeah.
A lot of kids are
I thought you were going to say Uncle Polly hat, but...
No. No, it was not going to.
Shout out to Uncle Paulie.
Shout out to Uncle Paulie.
So you're talking about when people have hats with little ears on them, like a little Ariana Grande style?
Is that who started that? Yeah, there's a whole thing going on with kid like SoundCloud rappers with a Dodgers hat that has ears on it.
And they'll have headphones with ears on them. They'll light up and all that stuff.
Yeah, they'll light up.
You know, I think it's just people who.
You mean?
No, there's like LED lights in them.
I haven't seen it. I thought you were talking about. Ganja.
No. These people are not cool enough to do drugs.
No, these are cool. These kids that I see wearing these hats are cool as fuck. Like they're verified SoundCloud rappers who are like legit. And then you see them and they're wearing hats with little ears on them. Snoop's
I don't
not a
think
good
verified
example.
SoundCloud rappers are cool though.
Some are.
I think some. I mean, they're just like 17 years old and they grew up on cartoons and, you know, they're brain dead. Not in a cool way. Not all of them, just like 99% of them.
I'm not going to say.
There's nothing wrong with wearing a hat that has cat ears on it. I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit, but I think it's interesting because
Makes
I
you look like a fucking pussy though.
I look at all these things as like, I always look at like the Von Dutch hat as, the way gentlemen would wear like a bowler in the 40s, and like they're gonna look back at this and be like, they used to wear a hat that had mesh in the back, and
It was very breathable.
It was when anal became in vogue to lick asses. Anyways, yeah. So the Von Dutch hat. So you had trucker hats. I had some trucker hats. I didn't have a Von Dutch hat. How old were you when you got your first fedora?
I've never owned a fedora, bro.
Hard-hitting journalism. I had a fedora, but not at the wrong time. I had a fedora before it was a thing.
What year are we talking about? I don't know if you want to date yourself.
2 years ago? No. When I was younger, in my 20s, I had a fedora phase. You know what? I'm not going to lie. It was horrible.
Did you adorn the fedora with anything? Maybe a playing card or a feather?
No, I didn't. I didn't adorn it with anything.
No, I mean, back in a certain time, if you were of a certain age, in a certain part of the world, trying to have sex with certain women,
yes,
a fedora would do pretty well for you.
Very specific miladies. With a little tip of the hat opens up a door and legs.
Fedora dick is some good dick if you get the right one.
Yeah, if you get the right one.
So when you had the fedora on, what was the outfit that you would...
Same.
No,
same t-shirt, pants.
You'd have your partner respecter, white tank top on,
No.
some Ben Davis.
Partner respecter. It's like... Yeah, my partner respecter, my slingshot. I had a brimmed hat phase. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of. I look at some of the clothes I've worn as a youth, and it wasn't all great. I've had some horrible.
It's like when people like were fat when they were kids, they become more interesting, empathetic.
Yes.
When they're adults.
Yeah, it's true.
You have to go through some bad fashion phases. You have to go through some
bad phases. Yeah, because if you're cool, you can't. If you're cool and well dressed in high school, it's a wrap for you as a person, right? It's over. You're never gonna get out of there.
You're gonna end up working at Carvana.
Yeah, exactly.
Or worse.
or selling people timeshare vacations, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I went through an all-over print.
Oh yeah.
Flat brim, new era,
all over print
during the hyphy movement. You familiar with that?
Yeah,
that was my fedora.
Yeah,
time.
you were getting crunk. I get it. And you were
getting crunk as hell.
and you were crumping, and you were hyphy, and you were known to go dumb.
I was one of the number one crumpers in LA.
Yeah, you were a big crumper.
I was not very crumpy or jerky. I was more hyphy.
Yeah, you're a hyphy type of guy.
Let the record state.
Yeah. So hats, man. Some say it's it keeps you protected from the angels whispering into your brain, and some say it's the devil's face plate.
How do you like podcasting alone? Is it something that you have to like mentally prepare for? Because I've never done it, and I've thought about it, what it would be like. I've fantasized, but I've never punched through and done it.
You're gonna one day you'll have to, unless you get a guest, because one day Chris won't be there for you.
He's gonna pass.
No, he might pass.
He might be out of town.
He might be out of town. He might not be able to Zoom. He might be in Morocco with his lover, and he won't be able to tap in. And you're gonna have to go boneless, right? That's no Chris. And you're gonna have to go boneless, and you're gonna have to do it, and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna rip through it. I think that that what does help me is that Jason will feed me some stuff to talk about, and I just go off on tangents. And it's just like you just start looking around the room, and I see.
So you're not really going boneless. You got training wheels here.
Well,
bumper bowling is what you're doing.
I wouldn't say that. That's a bit much, sir.
Okay, wait. You're
That's a
bumper
bit
bowling,
much. No.
but one lane is inflated, one is not there.
No.
So you got half a bumper.
Yeah, it's like the bumper as a handicap.
That's right.
You
You can lean on one side, but you can't lean on the other side.
I take offense because I'm the one here doing the hard work and putting in the sweat equity. You know, I'm the one making the words come out.
No,
And
it's hard.
Going from topic to topic. You know.
You do a thing that not many people can do.
Well, that's I think
Because you're just taking something that doesn't exist and boom, right into the world.
I guess so.
And then it's up to him to wrangle it.
Yeah.
Wrangle it.
Grab the tiger by the tail. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's
I got to do what he does to my own self.
to your own self.
Like
That
when
must be
you say
weird.
you finish your podcast, you're like, that was a great episode of PTA.
Yes.
See you guys next week.
Yes.
Close the laptop and
Yeah.
then you go put on your born and raised football jersey.
Yep. Sit on that.
But when I do it, I finish the podcast. Great job. Thanks for talking. And then I immediately edit the episode for 5 hours straight
you're
after
fast.
and then upload it that night.
It's good. You're proactive. You're not a procrastinator, are you?
Oh, I'm a huge procrastinator.
But how do you do?
I
how
had
do
to
you,
create this podcast to keep the wheels moving. Otherwise, I'll just dick around all day.
Yeah, dicking around's nice.
I'll just hit the kettlebells, jack off. That's it.
Yeah.
Cook a
It's-
nice dinner.
Oh, that's nice.
But that
Nothing
doesn't
like
bring
that.
home the old buccarinas.
Nah, it doesn't bring the cheddar. It's so nice when you can do it though. Nice fuck around day.
Oh yeah.
Well, but the thing is, you have to be
Fellas,
disciplined.
you ever fuck around?
You guys ever fuck around? Anyone fuck around? Call in. Let's talk about first time caller, long time fucker.
Any cheaters tuned in?
Any cheaters turned in? Anyone fucking around? How long you been with your girlfriend?
About like 4 or 5 years.
Big cheater.
We're actually, what's that?
You big cheater? You out cheating around?
I'm a big cheater. She knows it. She
cool.
likes it.
She likes it.
Yeah,
It lets
yeah.
her know that people are interested in you.
I have a getting caught kink.
Yes.
And every time, wouldn't you know it, busted.
I knew some guys like that. I
Really?
knew guys that had girlfriends just so they could cheat on them.
Oh,
They were like,
Jesus.
I have a girlfriend. Like week 2, they're like, I got my side bitch on my secret phone, and I'm like, do it. I'm like, why? What's the point? It's a lot of work. It's like being a spy. They're just like,
Yeah. I mean, some people, it's fun for them.
it's fun. Yeah.
Because they had a bad childhood or something like that happen
Yeah.
to them where they got to do it. But, if you find the right life partner,
LP,
you don't want to cheat on them.
you don't want to cheat on.
You
them.
don't, and that's kind of the whole. If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a whatever friend,
Yeah.
and you want to cheat on them,
Yeah.
just break up with them at that point. There's no. You should if you're really in love, that thought should never cross your mind.
Yeah.
Even if you got a nice little baddie
Yeah.
trying to holler at you
Trying to holler at you. Yeah.
in the DMs,
In the DM,
on the
sliding.
dance floor,
Yeah.
at Escuela,
Up at
wherever
Air
you
One,
could be.
in the bathroom of Escuela. No one will know. Don't tell anybody. This will be discreet,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a one-time deal.
No one will know, but this guy and the big man upstairs will know.
Yeah, you'll know, and you'll carry that around forever. Can
As
you
soon
ever
as soon as that penis goes in to the
Yeah.
wrong vagina,
yeah,
it's over.
it's over.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. The whole thing's toast.
The whole thing's toast,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
That's the way it should be. It's like pillar of ash.
So, ladies, if you're cheating on your man, you listen to this video podcast right now, break up with them.
Break up with him. Give him his walking papers now. Do you think women are better at compartmentalizing philandering than men?
Unfortunately, yes.
I think so too.
When
And
you
I'm
say
not-
compartmentalizing, do you mean like they're able to tolerate it and operate through life with that burden on their shoulders?
Yes, I think they can negotiate the guilt. This is like, this
Negotiate
might be
the
a
guilt.
completely like
Sexist
yes,
rant.
completely sexist fucking bullshit. I know.
Two-Tone goes on sexist rant.
I'm
That's
going
the
on
YouTube.
sexist.
That's the,
That's the banner.
That's the YouTube banner.
Sexism is alive in Two-Tone's brain.
Fellas,
I've talked to my girlfriend.
You know how
been like,
ladies be cheating?
yeah, women be shopping and women be cheating.
Only women
Only
cheat?
women cheat. Men don't cheat. Men are victims of
Thank you.
succubuses and sirens
That's right.
And women are out here cheating because they can compartmentalize the emotions, and they can still love you to death, but be fucking some guy named Randy, who they went to junior college with, and lent them their graph calculator.
Just because Randy has a boat now and I don't.
Yeah, Randy has a boat, and
No, it's true. Because women are much stronger than we are.
I believe so.
They can give birth,
Yep,
and they can cheat and go to bed like this every night.
yep, on a pillow of lies.
As soon as I cheat, I can't sleep.
Yeah, you can't
Eating
sleep.
myself
the
up.
guilt. Yeah,
I feel like there's bugs under my skin.
yeah, the old cheating bugs.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how we went off. I just thought it was funny that when someone says they've been with someone for 4 years, I'm like, you into cheating? And then we went off a cheating tangent. What were we saying before then? You got a girlfriend. You're tall. You DJ. Do you still DJ?
Very rarely.
That's good.
I try not to because it's just I can't do it anymore.
Who cares?
The amount of music that the young people want to hear that I hate is very high.
Right.
So, like if I go out into the club and play music that I really love and want to play,
It's crickets.
it's a small group. And it happens every once in a while. Like we did some after parties for when we did the live podcast. So there'll be a couple hundred podcast fans and I can just play Mozart on the CDJs and people are like, can we take a pic? So
You guys just dropped a mix CD. I saw it on Instagram.
it is a compact disc release. It's coming
CD.
out in a month. Yeah.
Is it original or is it like a mix?
So it's a mix of songs from a record label, and then we hand pick them, and then we do commentary. We add color to the whole mix.
You're talking in the mix?
We're talking before the songs, after the songs,
interesting.
a little during the songs.
It's like the best of both worlds. So we get to hear you guys pontificate on rain jackets over Bon Iver.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's an official release on a real record label.
Oh.
So because of this is the weird part about it. I was a DJ who produced music, never had a record deal, never had a national tour.
Yeah.
I mean, I toured all over the world. I did a lot of shows, hundreds of shows, but I have a booking agent now. I have a record contract with a record label, and I don't make music or play music live.
Funny.
It's just from bullshitting with white guys like you.
Funny.
And now I got it all.
Did you say white guys like me?
Yeah. I mean, you're tan, but
Oh, wow. This guy's he's saying a lot of wild shit.
that's not wild.
So,
Do you worry about the stuff you say on this podcast?
yeah, I worry sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Why?
did.
Why do you worry though?
Well, only because I don't want to. I don't want
Get
to.
canceled, lose all your money?
No, I don't want to jeopardize the other area. If all I was doing was podcast, we'd just go balls out and be like, let's fucking go.
Got it.
But I have other things that I don't want to fuck up. Not because there's nothing wrong in my heart. Yeah, I know who the fuck I am, and I know what I stand for, and I know what I don't. But I know that there are times when someone might be like, no, that guy said that he doesn't like nose rings, and that's ableist, and whatever the fuck. And might decide to take me into the town square and beat me, and I don't want to lose any.
They might close the Born and Raised account.
Not even Born and Raised. What if I'm out for a job for fucking Dove Skincare, and and they go through their rider and they go, well, this guy said that he doesn't like scarves in 2019, and they're like, that's obviously racist or sexist.
No, all that is true, and all that is to be taken into consideration. But there's just something fun about just saying fuck it, I mean, as long as you're not hurting anyone.
Yeah.
And it's all coming from a place of love and humor.
Yes.
It's fun.
Humor
it's fun to cross the line a
great equalizer, I think.
Nobody crossed the line anymore.
No, and it's all about to change. Here's my personal thought. If something's funny, you can say anything. In my opinion, if I'm looking at a comic, you can say whatever you want if it's funny.
If it's really truly funny.
If it's funny and I laugh, I don't give a fuck what it is.
Yeah,
I know
that's always been
opinion.
the golden rule for comedy, but that's sort of starting to change.
It's starting. Well, I think it's going to change back. I think because I just watched this show. I watched this show. It's about a kid. Fuck, I forget the name it's called. It's about a kid who's a child star.
Just Google
and it's about
show.
his older brother and sister who are like riding his coattails. And Molly Shannon from Saturday Night Live is on it. Yeah, the other two.
Okay.
And they say some
Good?
it's pretty funny. Dude.
Oh, okay.
And
Good to
they
know.
say some wild, spicy shit that I can't say because I might get in trouble. They drop some F-bombs. Like they go fucking hard in the paint.
Okay,
And it's very
okay.
funny. The
Okay.
way, because you get hit over the head with it. Now it's fresh. Now when people say shit, because you watch a movie from like, our childhood, and it's like a bunch of dudes and they're like, you fucking pussy, you blah, blah, blah. And like you watch it, like, oh my God. I mean, it's like forbidden speech. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It feels, when it's old,
You
it
can feel
feels
it.
wrong.
It feels wrong. But when someone does it new and smacks you in the face with a hot one, you're like, it's like that little, it's like, it touches that same part of me that a meme touches. You know?
It awakens a part of you that you had to, a candle you had to blow out.
My spiritual
many moons
umami
ago.
is licked. You know what I mean?
But it has to be funny.
It has to be
Otherwise,
funny.
it just falls
It's just
flat on
mean.
its face.
Yeah.
And it's mean. Yeah.
So you guys put out an album, and you got Bon Iver and Phoebe Bridges, and I don't know who anyone else was on there. I'm just gonna be honest.
That's fine.
And I was like, I should listen to this. It looks nice. You guys have, I trust your guys' taste. It's elitist and etc. But
Fucking, we have gnarly taste in music. It's fucking
so
sick.
nar.
Yeah, man.
And you guys, it's so funny how life, you spend your life as a DJ, right? And you're like, I'm a fucking DJ and I'm doing all these things, and then you have a
EDM
podcast.
is everything to me, and
I know.
now it's not.
Eating dick mostly, and then you have your own podcast.
I've never heard that before.
I know, I just made it up. And you have your own podcast.
Classic graffiti crew guy. He's like EDM.
Totally.
EDM mostly.
Any three letters, I got you. I mean, how do I diss them? And you had your own podcast.
Yeah.
Right. You had it for a long time before podcasting was even this like thing that it is now. And you're doing these things, and then what you don't know when you're doing it is that you're doing a thing, and this thing might work, it might not work, but as long as you're doing a thing, it prepares you for the next thing because it all loads up. And then when you do this, it's like catch that wave, pow, drop in, carve out.
I have the tools to wapow.
Yeah, you have the tools to whoop
Have you seen North Shore before? It's a surf movie from the 80s.
Yeah, I've seen the North Shore.
Okay, well, many people
Turtle?
haven't. Many people haven't, but the life lesson is before you get to do the hot dogging on the cool guy Quicksilver surfboard, you have to learn at the beginning. Start from the start. You have to cut down a tree, carve a 30-foot wooden surfboard out of this tree, learn how to surf on
Pop
that.
up.
Then you can learn how to surf on this and this and this. You go up, and then when it's time to catch a fucking sick one,
Yeah,
you already have the tools and you're ready to go.
that's because you're a soul surfer.
I am a soul surfer. I don't do it for the fame.
No,
I do it for the money, but I am a soul surfer.
he's a soul surfer.
Yeah,
I
man.
respect that because I feel like, you just do things and you just don't know, man. Sometimes you have to.
You just have to keep moving
You
forward.
have to keep. Sometimes you just have to keep. Sometimes you have to just like tune every. Just you have to commit to something, and until it completely dies, you have to keep doing it, no matter how hard it is.
grind it into the ground.
Until there's not a fucking piece of anything left in it, you have to keep pushing it because sometimes it comes around. It always comes around. Mm-hmm. The wheel turns.
Like you were on the last episode with the Graffiti Bros, you're talking about jacking off on the porn sites, and you're like, I'm on page 364
Yep.
of my masturbating website.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh, I can't come to this because there's a dog in the background, or I
Yeah.
don't like the trees. But page 365,
There it is.
never give up.
Yeah, never give up.
Never give up when you're getting that little nutty.
Yeah, when you're trying to get your nut, your proverbial spiritual metaphysical nut.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Never stop jerking. Never stop jerking.
Oh, yeah, North Shore, baby.
Good shit. Is what do you think? How we do? That was what? A good 50, a good 70 minutes? How's that for a pod?
70 minutes.
Unless
baby.
you want something else is there anything else you want to talk about? You got anything you don't want to plug anything?
It feels like a good ending point for the first half of the podcast.
For the first half
Now
of-
we can get into my questions, bitch.
Yeah, dude, let's go.
No. Yeah, I mean, you can listen to my podcast. It's called How Long Gone. Anywhere you listen to a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
there's no Patreon. It's all free, whatever you want. You can follow me on social media at them jeans.
He's a
That's
pro.
everything you need to know, guys.
Plug me with some of your cutting edge designers so they can rehab my whole brand, my PTA brand.
If you need a redesign, I got you, bro.
Yep,
If you
redesign.
need a new one of these guys, I got you, bro.
Oh my God, dude. Boy, do I. It was better. What's even better about the idea of you coming in is that you're taller than him, and in his where he's from, that actually means something. Like
Where are you from?
Well, we don't want to talk about where he's from, but in his land, where whatever vortex
Croatia?
yeah, in Croatia, if you're a head taller, he has to instantly defer to you a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And there's going to be there has to be some sort of combat to take his place, but it doesn't have to be physical. And you already have a leg up because you're actually taller than him.
That's right.
And he's taller than everybody. And you come in,
How
I
tall
watch.
are you?
I'm 6'3". I'm not as tall.
Short motherfucker. That ain't nothing,
He's
bro.
he's a little guy. How tall are you?
6'9".
God damn, 6'9". What a height.
That's a good fight.
That's good height.
Oh, good height.
Good fight.
It's a good fight.
No, 6'3" is better. It's better to be 6'4". I think 6'4" is like the prime height.
Yeah.
Because you're considered tall.
I haven't heard that.
Women want to fuck you.
Yeah.
When you're 6'9", it's like, all right, we got it. Now
Yeah,
you're like
yeah.
entering, goofy area.
Right. Oh, how's the air up there? And people and this. How tall are you? Like I just asked you.
All that.
Shoe
No,
shopping. Are you
Yeah,
past
buying
13?
clothes, buying shoes, airplanes, cars.
Yeah.
Life becomes a lot more difficult.
You have a Fiat. It's like that. It's like the Simpsons. You know that. Yeah, I know you know that.
I'm
one.
familiar with
You're
the Simpsons.
familiar.
I'm familiar
No, you're
with
familiar with the.
This is the
clip?
largest automobile I could afford.
Yeah, the guy gets out and he's.
That's me.
That's
I
literally
heard,
you.
I heard that a lot when I was a
sure.
youngster.
I'm sure.
But it's also a handicap that nobody has any sympathy for.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. You're a giant tall guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry,
no.
you wear a size 17 shoe, and you can't wear loafers.
You're a very tall white guy with a full head of hair.
Full head of
wah,
hair.
Wah, wah.
Poor baby.
Oh, you didn't fit in the Comfort Plus Delta flight? I'm sorry. You need first class, you little bitch? Oh no, hard to find socks? Hard to find dickies that are long enough for you? Suck my dick. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. What are you gonna wear to Sadie Hawkins?
Valentino suit, same thing I wear every year, baby.
Oh, what about your shoe? What kind of shoes are you gonna wear?
It's a good question. Maybe
Valentino.
I'll splash out.
Valentino suit.
Valentino got it on the real, baby.
Oh. Everyone's always talking about the real. You can go pick it up.
My
over
life
there in
partner,
Melrose.
she's a professional stylist, so
Oh, really?
I'm able to get a lot of stuff through her. She's just like a pro at it, you know.
She's a pro.
I'm good at podcasting. She's good at clothes.
Yeah, my friend Natasha is a stylist, and she's like sending me links to the real. So I went down that rabbit hole, and I looked, and I'm like, you can go pick it up. I don't have to order. I can go pick it up on Melrose, which is kind of cool.
You can go to a little scammer WeHo location,
Yeah.
get your Balenciaga track pants.
But I sold a pair of shoes. My old assistant sold a pair of shoes for me on the real. And by the time like I got my portion of it, it was like, what the fuck? It was nothing. They
take
just
an
they
arm and a
take a
leg, don't
chomp. They're like, "Arm." But that's the model, right? They just they make it accessible. Everything's about access.
Look,
God
if you want to take all that Trump yourself, you can put it on
Set up, put it
Craigslist.
on
Go meet a
EB.
guy at
Yep.
fucking Starbucks. You want to do that?
Time.
You don't have that
I
kind
don't
of
have
time.
time for that shit. I don't have time.
He's not gonna do it.
He won't do it.
He'll do it for a little bit though.
Yeah, he would.
He'll do it for. He won't take 30. He'll take 15.
He'll take 15%.
15, and can I get a coffee?
Yeah, he's that kind of guy.
No pumps. It's got to be regular off the menu.
Fair enough.
No custom shit, Jason. All right, PTA.
Powerful.
Check me out.
Powerful truth angels. Thank you for calling. Thank you for listening. Thank you for vibing. Von Dutch for life. Christian Audige. Oh my God, we didn't even. Hold on.
Shit.
Hold on. We have to do a little backtrack.
Stop the brakes.
Von Dutch era. Late 90s. Prime Von Dutch time. Crazy town. Were you in LA around that time?
Oh, I grew up in Orange County, so late 90s I was in high school in Orange County.
Okay.
But I had TV and radio, so I was very familiar with
Crazy town.
Crazy Town. And DJ AM was the DJ. Shifty Shell Shock.
Okay. So
All the guys.
when I was a kid, I had my first place under Bagel. AM and Shell Shock would always be at my house for the after hours because I was like the only kid their age that had a place. So we'd all go to these fucking raves and we'd end up at my house, fucking cracked out of our brains. Mm-hmm. And, in this little tiny shotgun.
So you go to a
apartment.
rave in like San Bernardino or some shit?
I don't even know where I was going. I was so out of
And
my
then
fucking shit.
3 hours later,
Sometimes
you
downtown
drive-
LA. Sometimes we went
Okay.
to this place called the Casa, and it was downtown LA. And like,
And this is
deep-
when you're in Venice?
yeah, and the AM would be there. I'll pull up some pictures. AM would be at the crib.
This is when he was fat.
Yes, when he was before he got very skinny. Was when he's fat. Yeah. And before like this, and like, you know,
This is
Seth-
before Christ, after death kind of thing.
100% BF AF. And
That's right.
yeah, Seth.
So that's you and Shifty right there?
No, this is not me and Shifty. But Seth would be there. AMG would be there. We're all kids. We don't know what the fuck's going on. We're just getting high and partying. AMG's from Philly. He's a DJ. AM is from Philly. He's a DJ. Seth's doing. Seth was in a graffiti crew called the Doobie Brothers.
Doobie Brothers.
Right. And it was just, you know, there's a stoner crew. And then all this shit happened. We had a mutual friend, this guy named Freck. Jeremy Segrist. And
Freck.
yeah, his name was Freck, short for Freckle.
Got it.
And they all went hiking, and Freck died. Freck fell off the mountain. Rest in peace.
Jeez.
And what happened was, Shifty Shellshock was there. Some confusion sprung up from that event, and there was a whole fiasco with Seth, aka Shifty Shellshock, and a bunch of people from where I grew up, and it was a mess for a long time. That's all I'm gonna say on the subject. But it's all part of this lore of LA, right? And this, like, it was all, you know.
This feels just like the Von Dutch doc right now.
No, when I watch that doc, like, do you ever watch the doc on Soleil Moon Frye?
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's more of that, like, Hollywood, fucking Danny, House of Pain, you know, like, he's in that shit, like, and it's like I was in the edges and dipping into that stuff here and there, and I was going to the club, Saturday Night Fever, all that shit.
You
right?
didn't go to Crossroads with these Richies though. You were
No, I
from the
didn't.
wrong side of the tracks.
From the outside track,
Hot little bad boy.
but all the
with a nice fedora on.
but all the tracks,
boys at Crossroads ain't
all the
wearing
tracks
those.
intermingled.
They
In LA,
did.
everyone was just
LA is
mixed.
like a melting pot in
It was
that
a melting
way.
pot. It just brings me back to that time because I was just a kid running around trying to hang out and be cool and do cool things. And
So you would go up to these Soleil Moon Fries and be like, "Yeah, right."
no,
What did you do?
hey Soleil, hey Punky, I write graffiti. No, we, you know, there was like we would roll. We would roll around with Jenny Lewis. Remember, you know Jenny Lewis? I'm sure you do. She's a
The singer Jenny Lewis.
The singer Jenny Lewis.
Okay.
Back then was a
Back then she was in Grape Street. Apparently.
she was grapes. No, she had been on she had been in a movie with Fred Savage.
Yeah.
So a
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of me and my young graffiti friends, she was like this, you know, friend of ours, and we jump in her car and we drive around, and it was like,
She was your punky.
right. She was my punky. And then there was always this, like, oh, you know who else was in the mix with these guys? You're gonna love this. This is so LA Hollywood.
Wilmer Valderrama.
Nope, even better. So Seth and this kid Ethan Brown,
Shifty Shellshock.
Shifty Shellshock, and this kid Ethan,
Jenny Lewis.
they both were dating at some point Mila Jovovich.
Ooh.
And I remember they had to fight over her. It was like all this stuff happening, right? And like, you know, and these kids,
And
you
this
know,
is Fifth Element Mila Jovovich era.
before all this is all before any of these people were like,
Young Mila was bad as hell, bro.
yeah, I believe so. Not my type, but
You're like a little bit of a thicker Jovovich. I get it.
yeah, she's very wafy. I'm not a wafy. I'm not, beautiful person.
There we go.
Wonderful looking girl.
Come on, bro.
Anyway, so that was this like weird thing that like I was kind of privy to and in, you know, kind of a part of, but not really, and watching it happen, hearing the stories, and you go out for, you know, and it was like that was kind of part of my childhood, was like interacting in that world. And it's all very much like Von Dutch, celebrity culture, graffiti, mushrooms, ecstasy,
Turntablism.
flammable liquids, DJ Doc Martin, Rocky Raccoon, all that stuff in a pot. You mix it up and you squeeze it into a mold, into a trucker hat, and you sell it. And it's Von Dutch.
It's all distilled into one trucker hat.
And that's what that show made me think of, and that's what that Soleil Moon Frye doc made me think of. And you know, those people were really involved in that stuff in a way that I wasn't, but I was definitely aware of it.
Well, it makes me think now that we're both older,
Yes.
and you watch like documentaries about creative movements, like an Andy Warhol documentary or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Our creative movement was just dog shit.
Well, I mean, no, that's kind of what I'm wondering is like,
Yeah.
you talk about like, this is what the 50s were like, this is the 60s, this is, you know,
Yeah.
Dylan and the beat scene and here, and then, you know, and you watch these documentaries about these artistic movements where at the time, the cool people are like, yeah, those guys are fucking losers. Like,
Oh, yeah.
But then we look at it now as like, this is like legendary history. It's so
Right.
amazing. And I wonder, like, are people going to watch this Von Dutch documentary in 40 years and be like, man, this is what, like, the Tommy and Pam sex tape, man, that changed everything for us. Like, I
think the way things are going, and as insanely silly as everything is getting, and bizarre and like base and inconsequential, I think that yes, one day they're going to look at the Pam and Tommy tape as high art, as like this was a movement.
Yeah.
The same way they look at The Factory, you know, and like,
yeah, like this is the first sex tape.
Velvet Underground.
This is the first.
Yeah, this is
the first Campbell's soup can. This is the first, because like in the Von Dutch thing, they're like, that was the very first sex tape.
That was the first.
And they're
sex
talking
tape.
about it like it's a Mickey Mantle baseball card, or like the first fucking computer that Steve Jobs made in his garage. But it's just like,
oh, it's so crazy.
Here's Tommy's 10-inch dick.
And we're not tracking that, but it is actually launching entire, like you're talking about entire chunks of industry built off of one dude honking a boat horn with his cock, you know. And now you have Kim Kardashian, who basically owns, the Kardashians own like, you know, 70% of the internet, basically.
That's right.
With all their, you know.
And she found a 10-inch dick of her own.
Yes.
Powerful Truth Angels. I'm them jeans.
She's them jeans. I'm Two-Tone,
That's
aka
Two-Tone.
Alex Two-Tone. It's been great. Wonderful show. And
This man's just looking at porn at this
don't
point.
ever go back. You can't go back. That's what they say. Get you a trucker hat. And now Jason is Googling porn.
You know, I've never seen the Pam and Tommy sex tape, actually.
I saw it. Definitely.
All right, guys.
Thank you. What a pleasure. What a show.